Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got another flip through for you. This one's a small junk journal that I made for my sister-in-law, and check out these beautiful doilies. I found these small sandwich sized doilies at the op shop, and it just looked so pretty on the front of this journal. So the first part of this video is just quickly me sewing the pamphlet stitch pages in. Well, I use the pamphlet stitch to sew the 3 signatures in, and yeah, you can sit back and watch that, and then toward the end of the video is a proper flip through of the book already, what do you call it, you know, the bits and pieces and pretty things put in it. So sit back. If you're if you're new here, please subscribe. I would love to have you here on my channel. I do all sorts of paper craft things, and press that bell button. So yeah, sit back now. I hope you enjoy. So if you're still here, thanks for sticking around, and I'll take you through the journal a little slower. I've put all the little pretty bits in, and yeah, it's already been posted away, and my sister-in-law loved it. So there's yeah, what I said before, I sewed the 3 signatures in with the pamphlet stitch, and found the beautiful doily at the op shop. Now the bases of the 3 signatures were made with paper bags. That's that blue you can see here. They were bluey tealy colour paper bags, and then I've put paper within that. So each signature has one paper bag, and yeah, and the bird pattern there and that writing, that was a napkin that I had glued over the top. I found a really cool book at the op shop. It was Women in Australia, and it was down through the ages, and I cut all the bits and pieces out. And I used a lot of the pictures from that in this junk journal, because my sister-in-law's a nurse, and there was quite a few vintage nurse sort of type photos and stuff. There's a little promise out of that promise box that I mentioned from the last one. And I've just put little tuck spots in, pieces of lace. This was, yeah, it's just a fold out journaling spot. That there, that's a piece of pattern, sewing pattern. That, and the punch out there, I just used a punch that I've got, and I punched through the envelope so it had little peepee holes to see what's in that little pocket. And it came out quite nice. I just put a little bit of shading on that to emphasize the little flowers around the outside, and yeah, little bits of ribbon, and my daughter gave me a nice bag of all sorts of old lace, which just finished this off really cute. Another little booklet there that she can write in. Another little verse there as well from the promise box, and a little piece of journaling paper, yeah, that she can write on. That's a picture there, I think, of nurses. I'm not sure. Oh no, they're babies. But yeah, the book was of all sorts of women down through the ages. That's got a paper doily in the middle of that. I used a few of them, I think one in each signature. And what else have I got there? That's the other side of an envelope. I just cut both sides out and then cut a half circle, because they got all my punches, they're all up in the storage bay, so that was all cut out by hand. And this here, I've just made a little spot that she can put something in, like a look through a little window. And here I tried to pull it apart, but I was like, no, don't do that, don't do it. It's actually a tuck spot there. And then the next little one, the little paper crane, I made these when we were in quarantine after coming back from Tasmania. I had a heap of them, and I kept them all. And I thought they'd be cute to put in the pockets of things. I think it had a little Bible verse on that one. And yeah. So some of the pages were from a family tree book too. See this here? That was one of the paper bags. I made it to look like a dress, so I put a little bit of lace there, and yeah, and I think each paper bag has got some of that. They're the 3 signatures. I think the paper bag had some of the napkin. Each of it had some napkin sort of stuck on it to yeah, I don't know, make it look nicer. So this is another little tuck spot and a little piece of the sewing pattern, and there was another little bag with a nice little ruffled top on it that I put in there, and there's a piece of tracing paper, I think. It looks like vellum, but it's not, it's tracing paper. Oh, and this is a book from, I got a book from the op shop, Helen Steiner Rice, and it had all her verses in it, and it was really old, and so I used that to put in here, and that was one of those verses back there. And yeah, sometimes you have to be careful what sort of pages you put in these books, because it can say, you know, if you're going to stop and read it, it can say some really weird stuff. So that's another little booklet I made that you can journal on, and another little promise box thing. and that's I think in the middle of each signature I put something special with a paper doily, just to make it a bit different in the middle. And this is the old promise box that I found at the op shop. I think it was 50 cents. It was called our daily bread promise box, and I've just been using those little promises to tuck in here and there. And yeah, it's pretty cute. Oh, it's another little, I don't know, what was it? You are lovely. Another little tag sort of thing that I found, and I did the same there. I just punched that flower punch just to have a little peepee window through at what's inside there. And I've just stuck little bits and pieces in. That was a beautiful piece of lace that my daughter gave me. And this picture here, I got a book from the op shop, and it was, this is me stretching over trying to find it. What was it called? How to Read Pattern. And it was all about fabric patterns down through the ages. And there's some beautiful pictures in there. I think the one I just put in this little tuck pocket was an Italian lace. Yeah. And so I've just I cut quite a few of them out and put them on little pictures like that. And this is another little fussy cut. And that was another piece of Helen Steiner Rice's book, Someone Cares, which is really cool. And yeah, every picture tells a story. Just another pocket. And I used some of some scrapbooking paper to make little tabs on the sides of the pages. And that was another little, I wanted that to sort of look like a dressing gown, but hey, it was one of the paper bags. And there's a little cluster. It looks like my mum, that picture. What else have I got in here? That's the other. That was a little stamp out of that same lady's book. Oh yeah, and there was these other stamps too that I made another little sort of window like the one back in the front. So yeah, I've just used envelopes, pattern stuff. I like how you can see the see through the sewing patterns. I like that. And that's the middle of the third signature that I've made something little special sort of in middle section. You can see the paper doily there. And there's another little pocket. They were all pictures out of that women's Women Through the Ages book that I gutted and pulled apart. Another Helen Steiner Rice poem. And it's just got nice words. If you're going to stop and read them, there's some nice words there. And there's a little tag, just say thank you, just to thank my sister-in-law. She does a lot. She looks out for mum and dad and her and my brother. And yeah, I thought I'd just send off something nice for her. She loves all that vintage stuff and lace, and she loves crafting. I think she's got her own what does she call it? Sheila shed. She's just finished her and her husband making a little Sheila shed where she does craft. So yeah, that was I flipped through the little junk journal that I made for her, and she's already got it. I posted it away, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed having a look through that. And here's just a little quick look at some of the tea-dyed things that I've done lately. Just some doilies and index cards, some envelopes, and some copy paper. Seriously, don't use the recycled one. I put it in and it fell apart. So just get the regular, good brand copy paper. Yeah. Alright, well thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.